A 7.5 to 8 inch Lineman plier like this one is ideal for service repair. But today I'm wanting to point out some differences between certain types of Lineman pliers that are made by the exact same manufacturer and how that quality may vary from one year to the next depending on the manufacturer that they go with. You can tell a lot about a tool manufacturer whenever you look at how a plier is made. And you can also figure out whether they're using the same manufacturer or if they suddenly switched on you without you being aware. Because when they switch from one to another, quality is definitely going to be impacted. The one on the right is older, it's been exposed to the elements, it's been used and abused quite a bit. And as you can see, it does rust up real easy. And I'm someone who frequently cleans and maintains my tools. Now the one on the left is the Gen 3 version of Kobalt made in Vietnam. Now you can clearly tell the manufacturing is different than the one on the right by the grips, but there is some other things to point out. For one, the fit and finish is smoother. The design and the thickness of the steel is thinner. On China, you've got a smaller rivet. On Vietnam, you've got a bigger rivet. Vietnam does much better at the machining process than what China does. Most Lineman pliers have a crescent shape right here on the back side of the plier, but these have 10 points of contact. So in the event that you needed to grip and turn something, you would be able to do that, but the one in China is definitely offset compared to the one in Vietnam. Both pieces of the plier should be a mirror image of the other one. So the symmetry's off and the performance would be off. China has a much bigger gap in between the teeth at the tip of the plier compared to Vietnam. So Vietnam has better precision machining. Now these are little things to look for from the manufacturing process. It's going to tell you how close they pay attention to the quality of the tools that they're producing. And they really don't care if they line up or not or look good or not, then chances are you're going to get a poorly performing tool. The plier that you're looking at is the exact same one I just now got done showing you, except I stopped the video and cleaned it up, and you can tell that by flipping over the plier and looking at the back here. Now this is one of the cheaper manufacturers that Lowe's decided to go with in recent years, but it's definitely not the cheapest. Now here's the second Chinese plier, and this one's better quality than the first one. And it's actually got China laser etched into the center of the rivet. China plier number 2 has all 10 points lined up accurately, so they got better machining at that factory, which means better quality control. China number 2 has a smaller rivet than China number 1. China number 1 is thicker than China number 2. Generally, when a plier is thicker, it means they're trying to compensate for weaker steel. Weaker steel gets dull faster. China number 1 has a much wider cutting blade than China number 2, which indicates finer machining. Also want to point out that China number 1 does have jaw slop, whereas China number 2 does not have as much jaw slop. Want to impact your ability to make a nice flush cut whenever you're cutting wires. China number 2 clearly has better manufacturing quality than the one on the left, even though they're both made in China. That means different factories produce these tools. Or it means that Kobalt specifically paid for better quality manufacturing at one point in time and not so good at another point in time. China number 2 closely resembles Vietnam, but Vietnam's not as wide or thick as the two Chinese pliers. China number 2 and Vietnam have similar cutting blades, so the machining is equally good between the two. China number 1 is the worst of the batch. It's a lot thicker. China 2 and Vietnam are relatively the same size. Vietnam has the best overall quality of the batch. Now Vietnam has the biggest rivet, followed by China number 1 and then China number 2. But the precision machining is almost identical between China number 2 and Vietnam. We will do more comparison videos in the future. You can learn to be aware of what you're buying. You don't want to be buying something of good quality one day, then a month later go back to buy the same thing, be completely different quality. The Vietnam version of these pliers is definitely a lot better than the Chinese version. Forging is good, the hot riveted joint's great, there's no jaw slop, laser etching is there in the center, the head's not thick and bulky, the grips are an improvement over the old one. You go to use this jaw to grip anything, at least the points of contact is going to line up compared to this and here. Just want to make little videos like this to help keep you informed. Comment down below, pop that clutch, subscribe, and follow along these social media platforms for more.